صوفی بیا که آینه صافیست جام را، تا بنگریم صفای می الهام را. راز درون پرده ز رندان مست پرس، کاین حال نیست زاهد عالی مقام را. عنقا شکار کس نشود دام بازچین، کآنجا همیشه باد به دست است دام را. در بزم دور یکی دو قدح درکش و برو، یعنی طمع مدار وصال دوام را. ای دل شباب رفت و ندیدی گلی زشت، پیرانه سر مکن هنری رنگ و نام را. درویش نفت کوش که چون آب خور نماند، آدم بهشت روضه دارالسلام را. مارالبرستان تو بس حق خدمت است، ای خواجه باز بین به ترحم غلام را. حافظ مرید جام می است، ای صبا برو از بنده بندگی برسان شیخ جام را.
Sufi, come. The goblet is a flawless mirror, to see the ruby wine's pure light shimmer. Ask the veiled secrets from intoxicated libertines. This ecstasy eludes the ascetic's rigid designs. The simurg escapes, all snares retract your thread. Where you hunt, only wind fills the trapper's spread. At fate's banquet, drink a cup, then take your leave. Seek not eternal union, learn to grieve. O heart, youth fled, yet you plucked no rose of delight. In an age, discard pursuits of fame and spite. Seize joy's fleeting moment when water vanished, Adam left Eden's peace, to sorrow banished. We've served long at your door, O Master. See your servant's plea, bestow grace tenderly. Hafez, wine cup disciple, O breeze, arise, bear my homage to Jamshid, wise. O Sufi, come that the wine in the cup is as clear as a mirror, so that you can see the purity of the red and colored wine. The cup is likened to a mirror in its clarity and purity. The sonnet begins with a call and calling the Sufi to come and see something. It is as if he wants to show something to someone. In the continuation of his address to Sufi, after showing the purity and clarity of wine, he continues, if you are looking for a secret inside the curtain, ask it from the drunken people. Because the ascetic does not have this state and this quality, and he does not have the love and affection to be able to know the secret within the veil. The drunken people and the exalted ascetic have come in opposition to each other. He has described a Sufi as someone who seeks to know the secret within the veil from the exalted ascetic. And the poet has considered the purity and clarity of wine and the drunken people to be more informed and kind. And he has advised the Sufi that if he wants the secret inside the curtain, he should ask the drunken people. It can be the poet himself. No one can hunt the phoenix. You too take the trap that you have laid, because that place means where they have set a trap for the purpose of hunting the phoenix. There is nothing but the wind in the hands of the snares. Being in one's hand is an allusion to coming back empty-handed and not getting anything. The phoenix will not be preyed upon by anyone, and give up trying to set a trap and catch the phoenix. For there and in that work, your snare will always catch nothing but the wind, that is, the beloved, who is like the phoenix in greatness and glory and is exalted, does not pay attention to anyone by deceit and trap. At fate's banquet where everyone is given a glass of wine in turn, take a glass or two of wine and go. That is, do not hope that the reunion with the sweetheart will be permanent. It is only possible to take a cup or two and go, and waiting for permanent reunion is a futile task. Fate's banquet is a metaphor for life. It's like a party where everyone has been staying for a while. O heart, the days of youth passed, and at that time, you did not pick a flower from a happy garden. Now that you are old, do not do anything extraordinary and dangerous for the sake of your own honor. In other words, when you were young and for young people, pleasure and joy is considered permissible and justifiable, and there is less dishonor for it. You did not do it. Now that you are old, at least do not create a masterpiece for the sake of preserving your reputation. Try to enjoy the moment. This is because Adam abandoned the shrine of Dar al-Salam and the garden in which he was comfortable and healthy, because there was no fountain of eternity left in it, and heaven was not eternal either. So try to enjoy every pleasure that is possible for you in the present moment. I have served you a lot, O eunuch. In appreciation of this service, with kindness, compassion, and servitude, pay attention to me, who am your slave and servant. Hafiz asks for a cup of wine. O Saba, go and express your devotion and servitude on my behalf to the sheikh of the cup and the holder of the cup, and say that the keeper of the cup wants wine. Cognitive metaphors in Hafez's sonnet. 1. The wine cup is a mirror. Metaphor. The cup reflects divine truth. Why this works. Mirrors symbolize self-awareness and honesty. By comparing the cup to a mirror, Hafez argues that spiritual insight, represented by wine, reveals hidden truths about oneself and the divine. Cultural context. In Sufism, wine is a coded metaphor for divine ecstasy, not literal intoxication. 2. Drunken libertines know secrets. Metaphor. Drunkenness represents spiritual ecstasy. Why this works. Those drunk on divine love, not alcohol, possess direct mystical knowledge, unlike ascetics who rely on rigid rituals. Key contrast. Hafez critiques performative piety and praises experiential spirituality. 3. The simurgh cannot be trapped. Metaphor. The mythical simurgh symbolizes divine truth. Why this works. The simurgh's elusiveness teaches that enlightenment cannot be forced or owned. It requires surrendering the ego. Cultural note: the simurgh appears in Persian mysticism, e.g., Adder's Conference of the Birds, as a symbol of God's ineffability. 4. Life is a fleeting banquet. Metaphor: life's impermanence is compared to a temporary feast. Why this works? Banquets are joyful but short-lived, urging readers to cherish moments without clinging to them. Key lesson: reject the illusion of permanent worldly happiness. 5. Youth's rose you failed to pick. Metaphor: youth is a rose that wilts if unclaimed. Why this works? Roses symbolize beauty and fragility. Hafez warns against wasting time on vanity, e.g., fame, instead of spiritual growth. Purpose: regret is pointless focus on inner peace in old age. 6. Adam exiled from Eden. Metaphor: Eden's loss symbolizes humanity's separation from divine unity. Why this works? Adam's exile, due to arrogance, mirrors how ego disrupts spiritual harmony. Key message: complacency leads to spiritual exile. Act now. Adam's story. Long ago, God shaped the first human, Adam, from clay and breathed life into him. He commanded the angels to bow in respect, but Iblis, Satan, made of fire, refused out of pride. Cast out, Iblis swore to mislead humanity. Adam and his wife, Eve, lived in paradise with one rule: avoid this tree. But Iblis tricked them into eating its fruit, leaving them ashamed of their nakedness. When they begged forgiveness, God said, "Descend to earth, your true home, and learn stewardship." For years, Adam and Eve wandered separately, repenting. On a stark granite hill near what would later become Mecca in Saudi Arabia, they finally reunited. This place, now called Mount Arafat, meaning Mountain of Mercy, became sacred, a symbol of God's forgiveness. Centuries later, Prophet Muhammad stood on this same hill during his final pilgrimage, delivering a sermon that united millions in equality before God. Today, pilgrims gather here annually on the day of Arafah, praying for mercy in simple white garments, embodying humility and unity. Day of Arafah, the 9th day of the Islamic month Dhul Hijjah, when pilgrims seek forgiveness at Mount Arafat. Iblis, Islamic name for Satan, who rejected God's command to honor Adam. Hajj, the annual Islamic pilgrimage to Mecca, including the ritual at Mount Arafat. 7. Serve at the master's threshold. Metaphor: the threshold represents proximity to divine grace. Why this works? Servitude symbolizes humility, which Sufis view as essential for enlightenment. Cultural context: master refers to God or a Sufi guide, not a literal person. 8. Hafez, disciple of the wine cup. Metaphor: the wine cup embodies direct spiritual wisdom. Why this works? Hafez rejects institutional religion, advocating personal communion with the divine. Key figure: Sheikh of Jam, Ahmadi Jam, represents ideal Sufi guidance. 9. Sufi. Sufi literally means sheep's wool. Because this tribe was mostly wore wool clothes, this is why they were called Sufis, cultural anchors. Simurgh, a Persian phoenix symbolizing the divine's unattainable essence. Sheikh of Jam, a 12th century Sufi master symbolizing ideal spiritual guidance. Darussalam, abode of peace, Eden, representing lost unity with God. Lessons for modern listeners. Let go of control. The simmered metaphor teaches surrender to the divine. Live mindfully, the banquet metaphor warns against materialism. Seek inner truth. The wine cup metaphor prioritizes direct experience over dogma. Now, we have come to the end of this episode. Thank you for being with me until the end of the video. Thank you for your support for liking the video and subscribing to the channel. Be sure to share your valuable opinions about the different parts of this video. Take care of yourself. Until the next video, goodbye.